Here again, Martin here from Music Arts with another take on sights in Nashville, Tennessee. And this time we take our sights and whatever sounds we have in the background from the public square in downtown Nashville, which you can see here was dedicated on October the 1st in 2006, remodeled from an old model we had a long, long time ago, and then basically restructured. And as I move on doing my little tour in here, which we're about to experience, you can just simply go ahead and stop at any time or pause in order to get more details of what we're about to see. And there's always a lot of hidden history here in Nashville that you don't see all the time right here firsthand, which I'm going to give you some good examples right here in this roundup as we're going up the steps. And this is Courthouse and City Hall right here in the background for us. And I'm not going to make an entire tour, but I'm just going to take a few of those fellas in consideration of those blocks, as we can see right here, because each one of those little blocks and rocks and stones telling us a little history here. So let's take a closer look at this little fella. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but you can read in here a little bit over this whole history right in here, how this park, what came back into place according to his old model, and what once stood here, and which we don't see anymore in most cases. These are almost like engraved, embedded pictures, sometimes photographs, and sometimes little drawings put back into immortality, you might want to say this. And I'm going to move on, as we of course have a lot of those rocks and monuments to go through. Just feel free to pause at any time to read further from this, as I'm trying to get myself into a good position here. But you can see, after all, this is what it's all about. So if you happen to be nearby Nashville, or you already happen over here, I never really thought what this was all about. Now you know at least what's going on here with those little rocks that are around this park. And they actually contain little information. Like, for example, here, showing us engraved old tobacco advertisements from around 1869, and of course we are out of the main circle here in Middle Tennessee for the tobacco industry. Here, a picture of public transportation, the way it looked like. I wish sometimes they could bring that little thing back as the bus system tries to get itself more likely reestablished. And in the meantime, there comes more history of Nashville's individual. And as like I said earlier, these little poles with history and some information stretching all around the park. A lot of great information here. My shadow kind of like overlaps this whole situation, keeps away from sunlight reflections, so as I have about noontime approaching on this nice afternoon, a little cold weather in here right now, on this Friday at the November 18th, by the way. And so we got the best sunlight to get this whole thing going. Some old rules of the Nashville Library, as we're about to see. I hope you can get to see a good cut of this. Give you a little some glimpse of this whole history here. And we actually get to know that the first library was really hosted right here at the courthouse, which we see across the street right here now, which still also taking shape in the form of a modern building. Not quite what it used to be. Trying to get our lighting back as good as I can to get us the most information of it. Again, the sun is behind me, and that makes the best out of it. And So we're getting too much of this reflection here. Century Nashville. Again, that's just a little introduction right here. These blocks of those little rocks are on the found on the right-hand side once you walk into this little park square, and there's more information on the left-hand side right here, which I'm not going to go into a detail too much, but this one hopefully is going to give me a little help, a little surround view of this little small park with wonderful sights and trees. And our next biggest point of interest is actually our own little small version of these little Center Park towers with its own observation stand. You can see a nice blue sky in the background. And from the outside, they're not really made look like much, but if you only go up, and the whole thing will be for free. I always use the steps for exercises, then you actually will see there's a lot more than meets the eye. And there's also two types of observation stairs. There's the first and there's the second one. And this is a nice view from right over here into our office towers right here, State Capitol building. Not quite the main Capitol building, but you know where the offices, state people, be housing. And I would say, let's go upstairs and take us a close look at what happens up there.